Dear learners, I welcome all of you to this presentation. I am Manorma. I work as librarian at Jawaharlal Nehru University. Learners, you must have visited library in your school days or in your college days, and you must have availed of different facilities and services which library offers. You must have seen that the library has a collection of books, it has a collection of journals, newspapers, etc. So today we will talk about serials and how library acquires serials. Now learners, you must have used various serials. Now coming to what is a serial? And there are three characteristic features of a serial. It is issued in separate parts on regular basis. The different parts are numbered or contain a chronological designation. It is supposed or intended to continue indefinitely. And a journal, which is also a serial, it is a periodical, specially which has scholarly articles and disseminate current information on research and development in a particular field. As on the screen you can see, it is a journal, a scholarly journal, and it is known as Nature. It publishes articles related to science, and articles are research based. Then we also have magazines. You must have used magazines, you must have browsed them, you must have read them. A magazine is a periodical for general reading which has articles on various subjects by different authors. The authors may contribute in magazines, and the authors are journalists. The authors may be lay persons. They write in a general style on current events or general interest topic for the general public. I think you must be familiar with this magazine, India Today, which you can see the cover on the screen. It is a kind of magazine. And then you have seen scholarly journal, where articles are written by experts, where research-based articles are published, and those articles are meant for specific audience. Audience are researchers from that discipline or that subject field. Then you have seen popular magazines like India Today or Outlook, and so in Hindi you have Navneet, Kadambini. So these are specially for providing information as well as for entertainment, and these are intended for general audience. And then you have in-house magazine. An in-house magazine is a publication published by an organization for internal circulation. You are working in a college, or maybe you are working in a school, or if you are working in a university or school or college may publish its own magazine or newsletter or news bulletin. Such publications are known as in-house publications or in-house magazines, because these magazines, like as examples which I gave, these magazines or these publications are for internal circulation, and it is available without charge to its readers. It does not have advertisements. It has news or information of interest, chiefly to a special group, like university magazine, you have school magazine, and so on so forth. Newspapers, everybody is well aware of. It is also a magazine. It is also a periodical because it has a fixed periodicity, and as you know, it is published daily. That is why newspapers are also called as dailies. Newspaper, it is a serial issued at stated frequent intervals, usually daily or weekly, and it contains news, opinions, advertisements, and other items of current of local interest. And some of the newspapers you are already well aware of: Times of India, Hindustan Times, Speaking Tree. These newspapers have different editions. It's important for you to know different editions, like a Lucknow edition, Patna edition, and so on and so forth. It implies that besides the main news items, it will have news items to cater to the needs of specific geographic locality. So this is what is meant by different editions of newspapers. Then you saw what are journals. On the screen you saw the cover page of Nature. Then you also have e-journals, which are known as electronic journals. An e-journal has been defined as any serial which is produced, published and distributed nationally and internationally via electronic networks. Any serial available in electronic format is known as electronic journal. For example, you saw Nature on the screen. It is available as print. It is also available as online. Its counterpart is also available in online mode. Similarly, you saw India Today. It's a magazine on the screen, and it is available as print copy. It is available as e-copy as well. In other words, the term electronic journal has been applied to electronic version of an established print journal. Examples: Cell. Other examples are Scientific American. And it's further important for you to know that an electronic journal example is Ariadne. And URL is also given on the screen. You can just visit that link and visit the website. An electronic journal can be free or fee-based. That means there are some journals which are available in print as well as in electronic form, and there are some journals which are only available as electronic forms. And electronic journals, they are available, they may be free or they may be fee-based. Now, library procures journals, library procures magazines. It collects them, it maintains them, it processes them, it organizes them and preserves them for users to use. It preserves them for future use. So all these activities of procuring, of maintaining, of organizing, of preserving are known as, together these activities are known as serial management. So libraries procure, process, collect, organize and preserve the serials for their users by following different procedures. The work of acquiring and maintaining serials by following different procedures is known as serials management. Now, when a library procures serials, then we'll always find that library has a written policy for procuring serials or for acquiring serials or for purchasing serials. So what is done under procuring serials or purchasing serials? First of all, library has to select serials. Once the serials are selected, then only orders can be placed for purchasing or for procurement. The selection of serials requires evaluative judgment for different individual titles. Libraries cannot decide just like that they will place order or they will procure any title of their choice. There are certain criteria, there are certain parameters which are followed for procuring or for acquiring serials. Some of the criteria which can be used for evaluating serials and selecting them for libraries are: libraries can decide to procure print subscription only. They may decide to procure electronic subscription only, because nowadays libraries are faced with the problems of space. Libraries find that there is a problem of space, paucity of space, so they may decide to switch over to e-only collection and they may decide to procure electronic subscriptions only. Third option is they may decide to have print as well as electronic subscription. Fourth option is they can decide to have no subscription of serials at all. First criterion is availability of alternate format. They will decide whether it is available in different formats. Then second one is contributors or writers' institutional affiliation. How will a library judge a serial? A serial can be judged by its contributors, writers and their institutional affiliation. If a serial has international authorship, it implies that it has wider visibility. Then coverage of a serial title in abstracting and citation database. If a journal is indexed and covered in any of the citation database, it implies that it is widely used by the user community across the globe. The citation database also shows how many times a serial has been cited. If a serial title has more citations, it means it is more accessed and read by the users of that field. Learners, it's very important for you to know that if titles are covered in any abstracting and citation database, and you know the examples of citation, abstracting and citation databases, citation database are Web of Science, you have Scopus, you have Indian Citation Database. So all the titles, their titles are evaluated by these databases before they are indexed or covered in these databases. So if a title is available, is indexed in any of these abstracting or citation databases, that means that title has certain standard. It is widely read, it is widely used by the users, by the research community of that field. So this is another important parameter, that particular journal title should be covered or indexed in any of the abstracting or citation database. Then another parameter may be cost effectiveness. Libraries generally keep the most cost effective titles because learners, you must know that libraries have the problem of budget all the time. So while selecting serials, this cost effectiveness is also one of the important parameters. It means that libraries may subscribe to such expensive serial titles if they are heavily used by the users, whereas it can drop less expensive serial titles if they are seldom used or not used at all. Then, while selecting titles, interlibrary loan and document delivery statistics are also taken into consideration. Libraries usually maintain statistics of transactions made through interlibrary loan. Loan requests for journal articles not available in the library may also be considered in selecting a journal for subscription. Now, publisher. The reputation of a publisher is also important in deciding the stature of a serial title. The information regarding publication is available, regarding publisher is available in the journal itself or may be found on the internet. The publisher may be a commercial one, it can be a university press or society or any other association. The information relating to publisher may help in selecting a title for subscription. Then physical makeup and illustrative material is also one of the parameters. Public and school libraries have to take into consideration physical makeup and illustrative material of the serials. This may not be required in college or university libraries. The public and school libraries should have serials with colorful, glossy pages in order to attract users for leisure reading. The magazines for children or art journals should have more illustrative content. Then place of publication is another important criterion. This criterion is important for public libraries. For instance, the public libraries may like to include serials, magazines, newspapers which are published from the area in which the public library is located. Similarly, an academic library may include serials published at the parent institution. Libraries, public, academic may include newspapers from different regions of the country in order to ensure geographical balance in the newspaper coverage, or a library may focus on newspapers published in its own state or city and select just one single newspaper to represent other regions or foreign countries. So these are certain parameters, or these are certain criteria which libraries may use for deciding the subscription of newspapers or magazines. Then another one is grade level and age level. This criterion is especially important for school libraries. It is important to know which grade level and age level the journal caters. Then learners, we talked about the different parameters or different criteria which library takes into consideration while selecting journals or magazines or newspapers for subscription. Besides these criteria, besides these parameters, library does take into consideration the recommendations of faculty members, the recommendations of researchers, the recommendations of students who are actually going to use these documents. So besides these parameters, recommendations and feedback of faculty members, of researchers and students are very important. Now there are different methods of procuring serials. There are different methods of purchasing serials. And what are those? These methods are listed on the screen: subscription, membership, gifts, deposit, exchange. We will take one by one. Now, vendors or serial subscription agents. When we say library procures journals through subscription, that means we have serial subscription agents, placement of new subscriptions, renewal of subscriptions, cancellation of subscription, consolidation of serial orders, submitting customized invoices, replacing missing issues, or providing sample issues. That means libraries may take serials, may procure serials direct from the vendors, or there are serial subscription agents too. There are agencies which provide magazines. So either they can be taken direct from the vendors or directly from the agencies. And these are different procedures followed. Discarding. Libraries may decide to discard unbound issues if they do not want to permanently maintain them in their collection. For instance, newspapers and popular magazines like India Today, Reader Digest are discarded. Gift periodicals are often discarded because the libraries do not want to commit funds for binding. When the option to discard is adopted, a decision is made to keep issues for a set time period, such as 3 months, 6 months, or so on and so forth. Now, binding is another important aspect. When libraries decide to preserve the loose issues, then what do? They go for binding. They identify, because journals are subscribed in big numbers, there may be more than 500 or 600 issues to be bound, loose issues to be bound, so they cannot be done, binding work cannot be done in-house. So libraries identify commercial binders, and they identify titles which need to be sent for binding. Then preparation of binding shipments, maintaining all records of what is being sent, the date on which the loose issues are sent, expected date of receiving bound sets. This information is vital for serving the users of the library. Then when the sets are bound, they are delivered to the library. So bindery pickup, commercial binders pick up and deliver binding shipments on a fixed schedule. Receiving bound sets from the bindery, bound sets which are received, they should be tallied. Libraries need to tally with the list which was prepared when loose issues were being sent. The spines of the bound sets should be checked to ensure accuracy. The bound sets are accessioned and they are stamped with library seal. Then arrangement of bound serials. The bound serials, they are arranged in stacks for the students or for other users to access, to browse and use. They may be arranged in alphabetical sequence, which helps in easy retrieval and rearrangement at the time of need. So in this method, classification numbers are not assigned, so processing time is also saved, because all the titles, all the journals are arranged, are maintained in an alphabetical sequence. Serials are generally not issued to the students, but some libraries may issue or circulate them on a very restricted basis or for a short loan period. Perhaps multiple users may require the same issue volume at the same time, and photocopying facility is available to help them. And other activities which are also related to serials maintenances. Sometimes a library may decide to procure multiple copies. Sometimes library may have certain branch libraries, and so it may decide that certain copies will be available, will be delivered at certain locations only. Then another important aspect is access and ownership decisions, because in online form library doesn't have ownership of the physical copy, it has access to the online content only. In certain cases, when library observes that serials are not sufficiently used, then it may decide to cancel certain subscriptions. Then library may need to take some decision when journals are in foreign languages. It may decide to continue, it may decide to discontinue. Then at times when library decides over a period of time, when it takes multiple copies and after some time it observes that there is no need of multiple copies, then it may decide to drop subscription. And then cost and cost effectiveness is another important criterion which is taken into consideration. Then feedback, merely providing journals or merely providing any service is not sufficient. Evaluation of the services which are there in place is very important. So feedback from users is taken into consideration, and accordingly other operations are followed. For example, if weeding out has to be done because library is a growing unit, its collection goes on increasing, so weeding out has to take place. So while weeding out, library has to consider the physical condition of the book, in physical condition of a serial, of a journal, and if it finds that there are some stray issues of certain titles and there are not complete backgrounds, then it may discard them. Then it also takes into consideration the use, what is the use, how much it is being used by the users. Then collection policies of the library also matters, and if the same print, if a library subscribes to a print title and if it sees that it is available in e-format through some of the databases subscribed by the library, then it may discard them. There are different records which are kept in a serial section, and they are very important for all learners to know. They are physical data. That means what is the budget which has been sanctioned to the library for procuring serials. Then outgoing and incoming correspondence, reports and statistical compilations, and decisions and minutes of the meetings of the committees. So what does this serial section do? It maintains a clear and accurate record of what has been procured. It satisfactorily responds to the queries of the users. It maintains an audit trail telling that library has received what it paid for, and it claims missing issues. All these activities can be done by a manual system or by electronic system. So whether it is manual system or electronic system, it maintains data of registration of journals. Details of all the journals are entered and recorded. Recommendations of users and approval of competent authority. All these data, all these important documents are maintained. Total budget, budget year, master file of all approved vendors, and then other details like orders given to different vendors, receipt of bills and payment bills, binding details of the journals, status of the journals. All these data are maintained in the serial section. So learners, to sum up, we have just now focused upon what is a serial, what are its different types, why do libraries procure serials, how libraries procure serials, how do libraries maintain record of serials, and what are the different records of serials which are maintained in serial section. So learners, I hope you have benefited from this presentation. Thank you very much.